Hi guys, I'm Connor from Surface to Air Sports, and this is the brand new 2020 Ronix Selekt Cable Wakeboard. We're a board sports retailer based in the UK, specialising in wakeboarding, snowboarding and kite surfing. If after watching this video you'd like to get your hands on a brand new Ronix Selekt or any of the wakeboards or anything else that you see in any of our videos, please take a look at our website, s2as.com. We ship both next day to the UK and internationally as well, so no matter where you are in the world, we'll help you out. But for now, please enjoy this review. Ronix Selekt. This is going to be a slightly longer video than most of the ones we usually do. The reason being is this is a completely new design for a wakeboard. It's got technology in it that you will not see from Ronix in another wakeboard or from any other wakeboard brand. This is the Peacock brothers' new signature edition model, and it's really nice concept because obviously the Peacock brothers have got different styles of riding, but they've got one signature board between them. And the unique thing about this board is it can be dialed in, and not just both of their styles, but any style imaginable. Problem is with most wakeboards is they're generally either good at aerial tricks or obstacle riding. I mean, you get some wakeboards which will be quite good at one and very good at another. There's always a little bit of a give and take. But with the Selekt, this is a board that can achieve any style of riding that you want. This is previously unheard of in wakeboards. I'll run through the features and tell you why that's the case. Ronix Selekt is loosely based off the Ronix Kinetic project boards, so the Flexbox 1 and the Springbox 2. It uses the same vertical Polonia wood core, but where the Selekt different is it is used in combination with Ronix's Air 3.0 core. And rather than it just being laid on top, they've actually wrapped the laminates through the wood core. What that allowed them to achieve is the truest natural flex of any wakeboard on the market, rather than it being restricted in certain points by glass laminate. If you take the adjustment rods off this board, and I'm going to speak about them later, this has got the flexiest, if that's a word, it is the most flexible profiled board out there. This thing is incredibly soft, super playful, and it allows for infinite adjustment of the flex. And I'm going to run through and explain how that's possible. Adjustment rods. So the Selekt has 6 adjustment rods. Now these are these metal rods placed here, held on with screws. And they allow you, Ronix claim that it allows for 64 variations of flex profiles. What these are, these fine-tune the stiffness of the board. So as you can see, you've got them in the center here, which will give you more stiffness through the belly of the board and allow to hold more tension in the line, produce greater aerial tricks. Having them on the nose and the tail will give you more snap, greater ollie and nollie potential. What you can do is you can take them off the nose and the tail and it'll allow for more pressability, giving you an ability to exaggerate more when you're on the obstacles. Or if you wanted, you could flip that around, leave them on the nose and the tail, take them off in the center. And then you would have greater surface area, more flex in the nose and the tail, but soft through the belly of the board. Ronix claim there's 64 different variations of flex, and I'm not necessarily sure that that's true, because it's 4 times 4 times 4. And obviously you could have it without any of the rods on. You'd have some of the rods on the nose, some of the rods on the center. And I rode this board at the test, and obviously I rode it with boards in the center and I rode it with just the rods on the ends. But I think it's a bit of a play because you wouldn't necessarily have the rods just on one side. Now it's really easy to change them out. It's just 2 seconds with a screw, you pop that screw out and then you've changed the flex pattern. But I really want, if some of you guys have got this board, or even if the Peacock brothers see this, has anyone ridden this board with maybe just the rods on the toe side or the rods just on the heel side? I want to know what that would be like. Was that something that you could do? But I was thinking about it earlier as well, and you could do interesting things like you could leave the rods on the tail of the board but take them off on the nose. So you'd have greater ollie potential, but then you'd have more flex in the nose of the board for greater nose presses. There is, while I said maybe not 64 variations, because you're hardly going to put the rods on one side to stiffen the side up, maybe that is worth doing. Maybe you want the stiffness, maybe just on your heel side edge through the belly of the board. So when you're holding down the tension in the line, you've got that tension for those aerial tricks. But maybe it gives you a little bit more torsional flex on the toe side. The possibilities with this board, like I said, this is a board that will dominate aerial tricks, obstacle riding. In fact, any level of rider could jump on this and just find the perfect flex setting for where they're at. And once you've sort of mastered that, you can change it, and it's almost like you've got 4 or 5 boards in one. So you'll also notice on this board that there's a raised up area around the binding inserts. And the reason for that being is obviously the flex rods only sort of go to that point and then sort of just go to the inserts here from the center as well. And Ronix found that when they were designing and testing this board, that because of the really soft flex of the core of the board without the rods, that it was maybe a little bit too impactful. So by embossing these areas here, making them thicker where your feet are, it softens up the impact and reduces the damage and wear to your impacts and knees when you are stomping huge tricks. And in fact allows for a little bit more of a pivot point just around where the inserts are, making it easier to get more response and more flex out of the board. Those are the main features that explain what makes the Selekt such a versatile cable wakeboard. I'm going to run through some of the other features and just explain what makes it such a good Ronix wakeboard anyway. So, in the Selekt, you've got really mellow rocker line. It's continuous rocker, and what that allows for is a fast top water speed. When you're cutting across from obstacle to obstacle, that is what you need, particularly with a board like this that you're going to experiment with, play with, and you're going to want to hit as many different styles of obstacles as you possibly can. Having that mellow rocker is just going to allow you to do that. Durability. With a board like this that is completely different to anything else that you've seen before, you might be concerned that it's untested and maybe won't be as covered by a warranty. But that's not the case at all. Like most other Ronix wakeboards, you've got speed walls, a 360 wrap of urethane. Urethane being an incredibly robust, watertight material that's ran in vertical layers so that it's actually designed to flex with the flexation of the board. It means that you won't get any stress fractures or cracks over time. On the base, you've got a sintered base. That's a fully sintered base, which is again incredibly durable. This board is built to be used, to be tested, and to be abused. And that is backed up by Ronix's unheard of, apart from in some of the other Ronix boards, 6-month park warranty. And this is something that's only done by Ronix in a select few boards, and that ensures that you know that this board is designed for hitting obstacles and being ridden. It's also worth mentioning the grip and release rails on the Selekt. Now these run a lot longer than on the other kinetic wakeboards, almost all the way to the nose and the tail, but they are a little bit shallower, or at least I think they're a little bit shallower. And this is for a couple of reasons. It means that it just adds to the versatility of this wakeboard. Having that really long rail will allow you to hold a really good effective edge and build up that tension in the line. It gives you good stability on the water. It also means that when you're on the obstacles, there's going to be no interference and it's going to be completely smooth to ride on. Okay, so the last thing that's worth mentioning about the Selekt for 2020 is the look of it. Like, this is a board that is letting what it does speak for itself. It's reminiscent of like stealth bomber, fighter jet. It's completely matte black. Even the adjustment rods, there's no, other than the fact they're there, it doesn't show off that they're there. It's not loud, it's not showboaty. Even on the underside, you've got what I think is like a technical maths diagram about the science that's gone into it. I'm not sure if that's true, but it looks cool. Like, it's stealth. It's proper, like, downplayed. It lets the riding speak for it. And I just think that'll really shine through when you're on the water, or when you walk up to the cable, it's completely different to anything else you see. So the Ronix Selekt, like I say, it's a brand new cable wakeboard for 2020 that can be ridden by all levels of riders depending on what you're going to do. But to make the most out of this board, you really want to be an intermediate to advanced level rider. You want to have some riding under your belt, and you know what sort of styles you ride and you like doing, and what you want to know where you want to improve. So you can dial the board in depending on how your session's going to go that day, or even just halfway through your session. If you fancy changing it up, you've got that adaptability. Comes in 3 sizes, comes in a 142, a 147 and a 152. If you've got any questions on sizing, please don't hesitate to ask. Drop them in the comments below or contact us directly. We are more than happy to help out. So I've been Connor from Surface to Air Sports, and this is the brand new Peacock Brothers signature wakeboard, the 2020 Ronix Selekt. If after watching this review you would like to get your hands on one of these wakeboards, please follow the link below. It'll take you to our website, s2as.com.